Hey y'all, it's Meka and this is Jey. So we're about to recap episode 10 and 11 of Love is Blind. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to drop right into it. So Chris and Brittany. Chris finally gets to see Brittany for the first time at this get-together, couples get-together. Some of the old cast, people that were in the pods, they all showed up to this bar, which is going to be lovely, right? Of course it would be. So Chris is cringy.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah, he is the epitome of cringe. But basically, he's there. He's hitting on Brittany with no regard to Connor, who's literally right there in the room with them. Very disrespectful. He's telling Brittany, like, you know, that she wants he's telling her what she wants. He's like, you want a man that's like your dad, that has money, that has drive, and this, and that. And she's just sitting there listening. Before you know it, at one point, he's talking about, he looked at her picture after they got out of the pods, and he sent her a text message. And this text message, he just said, wow, or something like that. And turns out he's telling her, yeah, I was hitting on you. And he basically said that they could have been F buddies, which I was like, if you're trying to bag her, that's not the way to do it.
Well, he was trying to bag pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody at the bar, anybody he could. It was just really, really a weird conversation. What did you think about just that whole thing?
I mean, he was just trying to do it. He got with old girl. I forget her name. Was something with a J. I forget her name. That he was connected.
Name Emma too?
No, it was something with a J.
Oh.
I mean, he just wanted to hit. He got with her. She wasn't the look that he wanted. Brittany was. So he wanted to see if he could, trying to, pull afterwards. I mean, like, it's not like he was talking about no commitment. He was like, yo, I just want to hook up. While I that the thing, he was trying to holler at multiple women there. So it's no surprise. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it is, that kind of is what it is.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, his whole conversation, it was gross. And I was actually happy with, like, her response. We both said that we were watching and we're like, okay, because I thought that she was going to,
Hey, you guys, check this out. I'm going to let Meka take it over for a second. I have to do something. Take it over, man.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, me and Jey, when we were watching it, I was actually, he and I were both shocked at how Brittany handled that situation, because I thought she was going to kind of fall for what he was saying. And she basically told him if it wasn't for Connor, she wouldn't even be on the show. She would have left. And Connor just, like, looked at her sideways like, oh, really? And he basically said to her, oh, so you like those type of dudes, basically. And she was like, yeah, I do. And then she just walked off. So that was pretty much that. Then Chris went to meet up with, I do not remember her name, but I do know that she's a doctor, super nice house, all this other stuff. Seems like a really sweet girl. Chris talked her up a lot in the pods. I could see how he may have love bombed her potentially, because all of a sudden he sprung on her during the episodes when they got back, that he just wasn't that attracted to her, basically. And so they ended things, but he ends up talking to her at this bar and she's not having it. She's just like, whatever. And he's trying to tell her, like, I like your features. I like that your dark hair. She's like, I don't need to hear about how you like my features. I agree with her. She shut that down real quick. So respectfully, yeah, she did that. But yeah, it just seemed like Chris was on the hunt for some ass in this party. That's basically what he was doing. So yeah, so then we move on to, I'm gonna have Jey talk about Kenya and them, so I'm gonna skip them. But there's Alex, Ashley, I believe her name is, and Brianka. The mystery of Priyanka, that's her name. The mystery of Priyanka is, why is she there? First of all, because if we all go back and watch the episodes, it didn't appear that she, like, linked up with anybody or made a connection with anybody, yet she is like a person that's at this party. And usually, generally, when they have these parties, when they come back to town, it's usually the people that had some type of connection or they actually left the pods with somebody. Me and Jey were like, what is Priyanka doing there? Well, we found out very quickly what Priyanka was doing there. She basically was there to be messy, because turns out Priyanka knows Alex, and she knows Alex's ex-girlfriend, who Alex tried to play like she was like just a girl that he talked to turns out Priyanka lets Ashley know in front of Alex that, oh, well, you know, you guys were living together in Austin. Now, mind you, Alex had told Ashley that he happened to be in Austin when the girl was in Austin working or something like that. I can't remember his story. His stories are really hard to keep up with because he's all over the place. He's had several different jobs. He's lived in several different countries. He's had several different bitches. It's a lot going on with him. So it's hard to keep up with. So I kind of understand where Ashley is coming from. He starts to get defensive, which I kind of understand that too, because I'm like, Braga, why are you here? Like, why are you sitting at this table telling my business? And again, why are you here? Like, I don't know. Drop in the comments if y'all feel like Bianca is a op, because that's what I feel like. She might be cool and everything, but that was messy. So that went on, and Ashley and Alex went home. She was mad at him a little bit. She was still questioning him, just, if he's been telling her the truth. And before you know it, he was ordering McDonald's cheeseburgers for her. And that was pretty much the end of that. They were fine. Then there was Amber and Jordan. You know, Amber, the one that kind of looked way older than she really is. I can't remember her age, but
disrespect.
Y'all be getting on her ass. And I mean, Amber seems like she's hella cool. Don't get me wrong, but Amber do look a little older than what her age is. The girl had to get online and show her driver's license to prove that she really was the age she said she was. I don't know what's going on with that. But with all that being said, Jordan and Amber, they make a really good couple. Notice I didn't say cute, but they make a good couple. They seem like they're a good match. Amber has a daughter, understandably so. She's a single mom. She's very protective of her daughter. And Amber seems like she's getting a little saucy at this get together. And she's listening to Jordan talk to the guys. And he said something that I feel is very relatable. He basically is like, I'm nervous about meeting her daughter. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. He doesn't have any kids. He doesn't know what it's like to date somebody with kids. To me, that's a reasonable thing. Amber is not rocking with that at all. She says she's not rocking with it because she felt like if he had those type of concerns, he should have talked to her about it instead of talking to the guys about it, which I can understand that too. But I feel like you're the one with the kid, right? So in the pods, I feel like you should have said something to him to find out how comfortable exactly he would be being with someone that had a child. You don't have the plague or something just because you have a child and you're a single mom. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just like...
It depends on the kid.
No. I'm just saying, like, you know, as a single mom, these are questions. If this is really something that you've been through before, where people have come in your life and then once they get used to you with your child, they're not rocking with it. These are questions that you should have been asking in the pods. But hey,
I think she was just being touchy. She was being a little touchy. No parent wants to hear that a person's apprehensive, so to say, about meeting the child. Maybe they don't know the reasons. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, she shouldn't have been over there ear hustling. One.
She was ear hustling, and only
he didn't
her
say
part
anything.
of it.
He didn't say anything bad. Point is, he don't have any children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back when I was single, time ago, and I didn't have any children, long time ago.
Same.
I was apprehensive. I met somebody. They said they had a kid. You know what I mean? Am I going to be around long enough to meet your kid?
Right.
They're getting married. Yeah. Am I going to like your kid? He's saying he will. That's not a determination I would make before meeting the kid. But he made it and said yes.
He did.
He has the right to have those apprehensions, but Jordan is very all in with the whole thing. But I do understand her concerns because she is going out on a leap. This is a truncated type of situation they're in. You know, you're supposed to be getting married with this person, and you can never doubt a mother for taking their child into full account and being cautious with that. So I do understand her having... Did she handle it the right way? I don't think she did, but I understand her sentiments with it.
You could tell that that's that's a trigger moment for her. So something that happened to her to where she took it to the next level. And I'm saying that only because it was like the theatrics of it all. Like she was in the bed, she's not talking to him, she's covered up, she leaves the house the next day for hours, doesn't answer the phone. Like that's a reaction to a trigger because you're not being reasonable. And you're only thinking about like your feelings in the moment. So I think that's what ended up happening, because when they sat down and talked, she listened to him. She gave her side of it, but I like that he stood up for himself too. He was just like, look, that's not fair to me, So
I'm probably gonna say something that's not, it's not going to be something everybody agrees with. I think that was a extreme reaction. It was, but a common reaction. I think that she internalized it. No, I think she's just being in her goddamn feelings about a way. Lord forbid that somebody has some questions about meeting your kid, like there ain't no other goddamn kids out here. And most mothers would feel the same way about that. You know what I'm saying? Most parents would. As a father, you don't want to meet my daughter. What the fuck wrong with you? You want to meet my beautiful babies. They like shit, nigga. I'm better like you. So I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I don't think she was wrong in that. And she took her time and they talked, and Jordan stood on base like, hey, look, this is what it is. And he learned, and that's why I think they're going to work, because, she had an honest reaction and he took that, he ingested it, and they dealt with it together. I'd rather that than the stuff that we see go on in probably one of the couples we're going to talk about. So.
Yeah, like I agree with that. I think that and rumor has it they did get married. That's the rumor. We don't know. We ain't seen it, but that's what we've heard. Now we're going to move on to trifling as Devontae. That is his full middle and last name. That man is playing in Britney's face. And that's all I'm going to say. No, that's not all I'm going to say about it, but that's where I'm going to start with it.
Let me take this one.
No. Let me get it out what I got to say. Okay? Devontae know damn well he does not want Brie. Okay? But he's sitting up there and he keeps just breadcrumbing her. We know what breadcrumbing is. He giving her just a little bit, knowing he has no intention of being with that girl. He know he ain't got no intention of being with that girl. You could tell by the way he's sitting there quite like how you sitting right now. Looking at her like,
yeah.
Like she boo-boo the fool. And she is, because we're going to put a clip in here. Also, Brie, I keep calling her Brittany, but Brie. A little questionable that you got this wedding dress before you went into the pods.
Well, no,
and I get it was on sale.
She's going into the pods with the. I don't. If they say, hey, you're going to be on a show. Yeah, I don't think that's a big thing, because it's like I'm going on a show with the intention to get. Maybe she's trying to manifest it. It puts
extra pressure on her, and then the fact that her mom was with her when she tried on the dress. Her mom is also like pushing it. It leads you down a road of this has to work. I got my dress. That's what some women think.
I think being on TV, you kind of
and that too. So couple that with that, and she bought the dress. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Devontae is an asshole. A straight up asshole. He's a man of color, whether he likes it or not. And he, doesn't like women of color. So that's what it is.
Be right back.
So, yeah, Devontae is a mess. Then they're sitting there talking. They're holding hands and everything. And Devontae is like, he wants a prenup in so many words. And my views on prenups are this. I feel like whatever works for whoever it works for. I don't really see anything wrong with it. I understand why people would want one, depending on like their status and things like that, and what type of money they got before they went into something. Children, they may already have things that they have to get lined up. I get all of that. I also get why somebody might feel like, well, dang, are you already going into this thinking I'm trying to take your money? Because that's not what it's about. And that's, in so many words, that's what Bree said. I think Devontae thought that that was going to be his out. He's like, I'm going to tell this woman of color that I'm going to prenup, and she going to go off on me. And then that's when I'm going to say, F this, I don't want to do this no more. And I have my reason. I think he was looking for a way out. And Bree Tail sat there and basically was just once again, well, I don't really care for it, but I'll still walk down the aisle.
I don't think that's necessary. I get what you're saying, but that may be, like you say, his way out. Obviously, people have their preferences. Yeah. I think he didn't think that was she was that. Look how she looked when they was in the pods, when they came out. Mm-hmm. Maybe he tried it, and I'm not like. I think that he should be honest about it.
I think he should.
He shouldn't have let it get this far.
Definitely.
If he's not feeling, because I will say that she seems like a very nice lady. Mm-hmm. She seems genuine. You know, she was willing to drop her guard on certain stuff for him. So he is a. You know, it does suck that he's done certain things he's done. So I'll say he's a scumbucket for the simple fact that he was not able to be honest with her.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I'm not feeling this. And I will say from personal experience throughout my life, it takes a lot sometimes when you're not vibing with somebody or you don't feel. There's not a lot of men that can do that. They will find a way to get that other person to walk away from them. To being able to man up and say, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling this. This ain't working. That's
and they don't understand they're causing more damage than anything by doing that. Like, you're being dishonest and you're making a person feel like there's something wrong with them and that they're tripping, you know, and that's really unfair to do to somebody when you're just being a coward, because that's all that is. You're just being a coward. There's no other way to explain why as a human being or a person, you can see somebody really battling and struggling, like, is it me? And then you just be like, yes, you know damn well it's not them. Like that's kind of some twisted stuff. And a lot, I have been through it myself. Again, when I was single, I've been through that myself. That is not a fun game to be a part of, especially when you didn't sign up for that. Like, and that.
Well, no, I mean, look.
He's triggering.
It's a little bit different in IRL versus the pods. You know what I'm saying? In real life, you know, you have enough time to read the signs both ways. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They have a few weeks. Like,
but
I'm not going to say nothing to get my, you know, to end up with comments and things like that.
But maybe let's be honest, like, you said in real life or whatever, there's people that deal with that type of behavior from a person for many years. Like, so it's not just like they didn't have enough time. There's people that's able to pull that off for some years if somebody is just that. I don't know.
If you do it years of that, and at a certain point you read it and you choose not to.
So, I do agree with that. You kind of talk yourself off a ledge and you talk yourself out of a lot of things when you're in situations like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, that's him.
Hold on real quick. Let me talk about Kevin and their little interaction. This is Kia, and she was the one that showed up. Did the other girl show up?
Kia showed up. What was the other girl name?
I don't remember. I don't think she showed up. She
didn't show up.
Yeah, no. So their little segment was very telling. Kevin he needs a nice woman those two, they weren't the ones for him just in general. So his little indecisiveness worked for him because he would have been
Yeah,
That's why they just kind of showed them interacting. They're like, all right, that's that.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah. There wasn't much to it. But last but not least, we didn't talk about Vic and Christine because they're just happy. They're just happy. Yeah. There's nothing going on with them. Cute.
They're normally boring.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get married too, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's pregnant before they get married.
Hey, I don't know. The mama liked him.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought that was really cute interaction too. The mom and she was like, he's handsome. The mom.
No, like honestly, their personalities vibe. Like I have no problem with them.
They're very unproblematic.
Yeah, so
extremely problematic.
They're not good for TV.
No, gosh. I think they are. I think it's going to be nice to actually see like a couple that's... The only part that I don't like about it, they don't show them enough.
I think there's nothing to show.
Yeah,
I think they sit there, they take their walks, they eat their oatmeal, and they just go on about their goddamn day. They're boring. So.
All right. So then last but not least, we have Mike and Emma. Okay. Mike wants to have this baby. Emma is concerned. She has some what's the word I'm looking for?
Melanoma.
Well, no, I'm saying like she has reasonable concerns because she doesn't know her family like history, health history,
and
because
she's
adopted.
Physical issues from the mold or bruises and whatever birthmarks that she thinks could be melanoma. That's what it was.
That she thought, yeah, but yeah. So they get up there. Mike still, he loves her for her. He's not tripping about like her scars and things like that. But he tells her while they're standing up there at the altar, he's like, I need to know now, do you want a baby or not? And this entire time, Emma's just kind of been like
story. But
iffy about it, and that he told her that that's a deal breaker for him because he wants kids, and I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can respect that. And so Emma goes first, and he said he wanted Emma to go first because then that would determine what his answer is as far as like saying yes at the altar.
Yeah.
Emma ends up saying yes, but what she doesn't say, which Jey pointed out, was yeah, she want to have these babies too. She said yes to marry him, but she did not answer his direct question.
Yeah.
So at first, when the show ended, I was excited because I was like, Mike better say yes, da 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 da. And then as we talked about it a little bit later, I realized, wait, she didn't say she wanted to have babies. So I wouldn't be shocked if he still says no.
Yeah.
And it's gonna kind of make me a little sad, but I know her hating ass sister is probably gonna love that because I feel like her sister is miserable, and she basically told Emma, "Look, I love my kids, but if I could not have them anymore, or have them later, whatever, however she said it, because I don't want to misquote her. Basically, she wouldn't." So, and when they had the little meetup with Mike, Emma, her mom, and the sisters seem to keep pushing, like, I don't want her to lose her independence. She's always been independent. I don't want somebody controlling. Like, she's always said she never wanted to have kids. Well, all of a sudden is now, when she meets you, she's thinking about having kids. It's just like, okay.
I think the sisters need to kick back and not worry about what the hell gets her to where she needs to be in life.
Yeah, I think you got to let Emma live her life, whatever she, and she is allowed to change her mind. I love Emma's response that she so much has said that. Yeah. She was like, I'm allowed to change my mind. And she was also standing up for Mike and saying, don't get it twisted. He has allowed me to slowly, whatever decision I'm going to make, he's allowed me the space to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I like the way she responded to that.
Mike's going to say yeah.
I hope he does.
He's going to say yeah. I think he's going to say yeah. I think the whole thing about a relationship is you grow during the process. Yes, their stuff is expedited, but still, I think he's going to say yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's going to be 3 completed marriages at the end of it.
You think 3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the 3?
I think it's going to be Vic and old girl. I think it's going to be Mike and Emma. And I think it'll be Jordan and old girl.
What's her name? Ashley?
Yeah.
Amber. I keep calling her Ashley.
The other ones, no. So.
Yeah,
we'll
Devontae and Bree definitely not working.
Devontae and Bree, I don't think that the soccer player guy, I forget his name. I think the fact that the ex in Austin is going to play too much of a role with those two. And Connor and Brittany are a toss-up.
I forgot to say something about that. My bad. I said last but not least. Actually, the show ended off.
I thought that's why you brought up the friend that was there. That was for them too. You did talk about them already.
What about Brittany saying that she didn't want to be with Connor?
No.
Yeah, no. So Brittany has this thing about her where she starts off real sweet, right? Like she's dropping these things. They seem so nice. She's telling Connor he's a good man. He loves her for her. She's never had that before. She's always wanted that. And then she'll just throw that little hook in there and be like, but I'm not being myself around you. And I need somebody with more drive and somebody that's a little bit more, what do you call it? Not masculine. What's the word I'm looking for?
Chris came at her that way for a reason.
Because he knew he could.
Because he knew he could.
To sum it up. She's
a very flighty person. She's a very wishy-washy person.
And she's going to regret
she's not going to be in a relationship. She's not going to regret not being in a relationship.
No, I'm talking about years down the line. Okay. If she ends up not meeting somebody, I'm telling you this, I wouldn't work.
No, I'm saying
she's going to regret the day she did that.
She probably will just because it's on national TV. I guarantee you she's done that to most.
She might have, but I think she actually had a connection with Connor. Like, it's one thing to meet somebody at the club and then like y'all hang out a couple times, but they had a deeper connection because of the talking prior to them meeting, right? So like, he's been around her family. He gets along with her family. You know, all this stuff, like they've kind of done a deeper dive. So much so that I didn't even see that coming with her. I thought she was good on Chris and I thought she was about to walk down this aisle with Connor.
If she didn't have that in her when they were in Cabo or whatever, she wouldn't have had that whole.
I did. I was convinced. I thought she had changed her mind.
No, I'm just saying she's been apprehensive
She has. Jump, so she has.
It's not a surprise to me.
But what I was saying was like, we're saying like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you know, her career, whatever, is done what it's supposed to do. And now she's ready to have kids and have just a husband. You get to a certain point in your life where certain things just don't matter no more. You really just need somebody that's going to be there for you, be a partner. You know, y'all do things together. You get to a certain point. And that's why I was saying, if she doesn't end up meeting that in this process over these next, she's going to regret this day.
I don't think she will. The reason why I'm saying that is because I get Connor is going to be one of many that she's going to.
You think she's going to continue to do that?
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Okay. She probably did already. He's going to be one of a few that she's going to be like, oh, I wish I would have. The only thing that can make him stand out because she did it on national TV or national stream or whatever frick you want to call it. But that's what it is. So, you know, it seems par for the course because she does it too fluidly. It was very natural, right? It was very like it was almost business-like. Yeah. So and she even came with the suit jacket with the arms out, right? Like you already knew she had that jacket on. It was about to be some shit. It's like you already know that she was like, I'm here for business and business only. But yeah, she basically let him know that she didn't want to marry him. That kind of made me sad because I feel like Connor is a nice dude, and I feel like. The good things in him, that's the type of stuff that'll make people change who they are if they, you know, put so much energy into somebody that don't appreciate it. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully Connor doesn't change who he is. There's nothing wrong with you, Connor. Hey, you keep doing you, guy. Man, go down to your basement, play some video games, hop on some dating app to say to hell with her and just keep it moving, bro. Right. And you on TV now, so guess what?
Dating apps are bad.
He's national. He's finna be up there. Like they can be like, you kind of happy, you on Love Is Blind, Love Ain't Blind. Like,
that's true.
So he'll be all right.
Yeah, he is.
The Yilzos will be there for him.
He's Insta famous. But yeah, that was that.
Sign us out.
Oh, that was episodes 10 and 11. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap that we just did. This was a really good one. The episodes prior to this were kind of boring. I think it was like 3 episodes they released. They were not giving anything, but I'm glad we're back on for 10 and 11. Can't wait to see who walks down this aisle.
Wednesday.
Let me tell y'all, my nerves was bad. My nerves was bad up there with Emma and Mike. I was nervous. Y'all can ask Jey, but yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see y'all when the next episode is Wednesday for the weddings, the rest of the weddings.
We out.
Bye.